All right, now let's get to what's cooking in the kitchen this morning. The Tampa Bay Times rated Dr. Barbecue as the #1 best place for barbecue and #7 as the best restaurant in the Bay Area in total. Overall.
Amazing, isn't it? That really is
I know.
amazing.
So we're happy to welcome Dr. Barbecue back, Ray Lampy back. Good to see you.
Nice to see you, Carly.
Last time you were here, we just mentioned this a little bit, so we're going to dive in more on exactly what made you stand out so big. But last time you were here, we were talking about the big game foods.
Yep.
Did you have a good big party at your house?
I did. I took it easy at home, but I did. You know, I can't resist. I cook a bunch of food and eat it myself if nobody comes over. So that's who I am. I can't help it.
You're excited about NASCAR too. You were saying you're a big fan.
Yeah, I am a big NASCAR fan. Can't wait for it to get started. Now that football's over, we got to move on to the next thing.
I know, just a couple days. Well, food never gets old. It's always in season, no matter what the sport is, what's going on. Why do you think that you made this list? Or I guess dive into the article. Let's tell a little bit about what she said about you.
Yeah, it's humbling for sure. We're a barbecue restaurant. You don't think of a barbecue restaurant being in the top 10. Yeah. I mean, the other 9 are all of our favorite restaurants that have been there forever, the fancy restaurant. It's really an honor for us because we put a lot into this restaurant. Everybody complained it took us so long to do it. But once you come and you see it's a huge restaurant with all kinds of different things on the menu, it's not your average barbecue restaurant.
Worth the wait.
It was so cool to be acknowledged by Laura that she saw that what we were doing. So we're really proud. So some of the stuff she mentioned.
What's she feature in that?
Well, let's start with this one here. This is one of our favorites. Macaroni and cheese. So, you know, we're a barbecue restaurant. We're going to have macaroni and cheese. And we were up at our friends at Certified Angus Beef in Ohio, and they were making this hominy dish. And it was kind of like mac and cheese. It wasn't as much like ours is, but it was like, well, that's a really good idea. What if we made, this is hominy. What if we made hominy our mac and cheese? Hominy is like...
what hominy is? I feel like I haven't had it. I mean,
it's pickled corn. See, it's kind of like corn.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's not that pickly, so it's just, but it's kind of crunchy. People think it's garbanzo beans,
well, that's
actually,
what I kind of thought it was a bean.
And this is our queso that we make with this habanero tequila rattlesnake cheese, it's called. And this is some fresh corn that we've grilled. Beautiful corn right now coming in.
Now, I hear this is kind of spicy.
Well, it is. The queso itself is spicy for sure. This is just a red bell pepper and some onion. So none of that's that spicy. But the queso itself is spicy.
So that's what's
But what happens is the hominy holds up better than pasta. You know, pasta gets all like swelled up when it hangs out in the sauce. Well, that doesn't happen to the hominy. So it's got this beautiful texture that remains.
Well, I feel like this is grown-up mac and cheese, too, because, you know, it's very hard to be an adult these days and order mac and cheese at a restaurant.
It definitely is. We get fussed at for not having kids' mac and cheese.
I know.
So now, how do you top this? Flaming hot Cheetos. How's that for a topping?
That's spicy
nice and
for
crunchy.
Topping. That's what that
a little bit spicy, but it looks so nice. Isn't that beautiful? Try some if you want. If you keep worried about the spicy stuff.
I got a long show ahead of me.
All right.
I need some water nearby if I'm going to do that. But let's get to the next thing.
I want to show you what else we got into. That's our burnt ends, which is the fatty, beautiful part of the brisket. We sweeten that up with like a brown sugar glaze on it. That's the only thing on the menu that comes with a sweet, sticky glaze. Okay. Everything else is served like that. That's the brisket.
Brisket is my absolute favorite.
Well, you can eat that in a second. And that's our pastrami that we make in-house. It starts as a brisket, we cure it, and we turn it into pastrami. And then 2 of our sides, that's what would be the Texas two-step, that plate right there. Okay. Half and half, 2 beets, atomic fireball applesauce. The candies that we all loved as a kid, mixed in with applesauce, and it's got like a cinnamon, spicy kind of.
You unpack them out of the little wrappers.
Yes, it's exactly what they do. Yes, and they melt down in the pan, and then they add them to applesauce, and that's what happens there.
That's impressive. So do you guys just have like a big barrel of those fireball things?
No, we buy them like everybody else. It's just a giant box, and the poor guy in the kitchen has to unwrap them like that. And these are our Gochujang Ribs, just our regular ribs with a Korean barbecue sauce, gochujang, sriracha, and brown sugar, and people love these.
How do you actually cook your ribs, though, there at
in the big smoker with salt and pepper? We buy this special pork from Minnesota, Compart Farms. It's a family farm. I know the guy, and it's just better than anything we could ever buy.
So you really are picky about where your meat comes from and where
everything. We're picky about everything. Yeah. We really are doing it right, and I think that's why we got recognized. You know, we're not phoning in anything. We make everything in the house, and it shows.
Yeah. All right. And then we have less than a minute left. While you top those, we're going to end it with dessert this morning, too.
All right. I know you've been eyeing this up, Carly.
You have salty stuff, so you need to end it with something sweet.
Laura also mentioned
you made this for this.
This is our peanut butter pie. In there is sweetened condensed milk and peanut butter and Heath bars, and I forgot the whipped cream, but you're not even going to notice, banana chips, and the crust is made with Oreo cookies. Pretty much every favorite dessert ingredient all on that plate.
I would say so. And by the way, I know we mentioned this last time you were here. You're catering now too, right? If people have parties or get-togethers, they can do that. Call Dr. Barbecue.
Yeah, we started out not doing that extra stuff, but now we're doing carry-out, we're doing catering. We'll add delivery soon, and we're working on our brunch menu.
Well, congratulations again. So well deserved. Again, it was worth the wait. Come back anytime. We look forward when you're here.
See you soon.
Well, there is the address again. There is the number. And go check out Dr. Barbecue. And again, see why they made the top of the list.